Hey everyone, I thought that I would get on here and do a collective read. I know that I just now did the Aries zodiac. I'm Jamie with Southeastern Soul Tribe. For those of you who don't know me, I've been a tarot reader for many, many years in the closet, but I'm just now growing my channel, trying to get at least 1,000 subscribers soon. I'm getting close. So if you like my read, just make sure that you like and subscribe. I'm also running a really great special right now, $35 for 1 hour readings until my schedule's full. So if you like my style, just let me know. I'm going to do an open read here. Feel welcome to chat with me if you'd like. And this can be a you versus them, um, just for whoever needs to hear it out there. So let's see where we're at right now and who I might be tapping into out there. Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides. I got a whole wide collective out here of people who's got plenty of relationship issues, or they're wondering what's going on with the people in their life. Let me tap into their energy. If you're out here listening to me right now, I want you to take a deep breath. And if you're worried about somebody in your life, and that's somebody that you want to know about right now, I want you to visualize them. Think about what their face looks like, their hands and their feet. You just doing that and transferring that energy over here to me is going to allow me to pick that up. So let's do that together right now. There's one card that came out. All right. Let's see. Now, if you are not on this reading live, this also works energetically because we're energetic readers and exchangers on here. So, Spirit's already going to know and catch on to the fact that you might be clicking on this later. So, don't you worry about that. If you can't make it to the live, right here you are, all right? Don't you fret, not a bit. Have faith in your dreams with the waxing crescent moon, folks. That's a pretty card, isn't it? Notice there's a butterfly on there. You know, when you're dreaming, all those dreams, many times there needs to be a transformation or a metamorphosis that goes along with that. You and your loved ones are safe with the new moon in Cancer. Now, keep in mind, we got a new moon coming up on the 9th. That's tomorrow. That's a time when you're supposed to be manifesting new things into your life. And when it's in Aquarius, it's got to be something that is really good for the collective, the whole group of people, you know. And if you're worried about your loved ones, what's going to be best for my family, for my loved ones, for my relationship? What's going to do us all the most good? That's the question. And the answers you need are coming with the full moon in Gemini. That's also an air of telling us that we need to release the need to know everything up front. You know, Geminis like to dig, dig, dig for information, higher knowledge, and everything. And sometimes in their shadow, they get obsessive. I know because I have a Gemini moon and I do that. I used to anyway. I don't now. I got a control over it. But these twins get in opposition like that. And they'll have a field day with one another. Next thing you know, that Gemini's standing there looking at the wall, arguing with it. Yeah, some Geminis. Have you ever met one of those? If you're a Gemini, I love you. I love you, but we know. If you know, you know. I know. I can say that because I'm a Gemini moon. But yeah, the answers you need are coming. So settle down. As Miriam would say, Pepe. Settle down, Pepe. Your answers are coming. They may come in this reading, right? Who knows? Now, you guys really love romance readings as a whole. Some of you are out there. Now, I have some people, by the way, like I said, private readings for $35, and all my extendeds are on Patreon. It's $7 a month. It's cheap. I just did a live earlier, and then the extended's over there, and it's as long as the one I did on here. So I figured out if I do them live, they upload they're done. I don't have to sit and wait on Camtasia to do all this work. I love Camtasia, I do, but it's fancy Nancy, and I ain't fancy like that. I'm just trying to get by, as Cody Jinks would say. We all get by. All right, so let's see what's going on. I love this deck. This is the Victorian Romantic Tarot, but I'm going to take out this one. John bought this for Miriam, and she lets me borrow it. This deck, it's called the Beautiful Rebellion Tarot. Look at the wax seal on there. Isn't that cool? Anyway, I'm going to switch to that one. It tells us a lot. But before I do, let's pull a couple of these oracles. I want to pull this, it's Sandra Taylor's Energy Oracle cards. I'm going to pull a past energy, a current energy, and a future energy for who you're dealing with. And then I'm going to do the same thing for yourself. That's my intention here. Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides, for the people on this and the future people that you know are going to see it. We're doing a you versus them right now for my collective. Right now, we know the answers are coming and somebody's worried about their loved ones. So how can we answer that with this you versus them reading and let them know what's most on their mind and who they're most dealing with here? Angels, ancestors, guides, spirit. This one's for their person. All right, and one for my collective viewer. For the collective viewer. All right, let's see here. So, for your person, you can vice versa these energies if you need to. That's up to you, all right? But your person got adjacent possibilities, the number 24 card in the recent past. So what that tells me is the person you're dealing with, whichever side you're on, one person in this scenario started looking at new options regarding something. I don't know if it's because I don't know what your scenario is. They could be looking at new options in work, new options in anything, maybe new relationships. Who knows? There, right now, someone does not feel supported by the people around them, the environment, the community, their friend groups, their family. There might be a third party connection that is involved in the scenario. And because of a third party, there's no feeling of support. You were your person. You put yourself where this belongs, okay? Therefore, in the future energy, if this can persist, there is not a wish fulfillment here for whoever we're dealing with, whichever side you're on. So we're going to get some clarification about those things. For you, or vice versa. In the recent past, we began to squash some anxiety around something, whether it was a decision, a relationship, or something. The anxiety began to leave and lift, and there was a little more peace coming in. But what I'm seeing here is right now, there is an attachment. It can be an attachment to an outcome, an attachment to a person. Sometimes when I see these two energies show up like this one in the past and this one in the current, what that means is there is someone here who used to be in all kinds of anxiety, and there was some kind of catalyst, and they just push somebody else who was looking at adjacent possibilities and convinced them to come back. This is the comeback. This is that runner chaser scenario. This is a relationship here where somebody ran off, the other person pitched a fit. They were the damsel in distress because they're attached. And somebody out of anxiety or fear ended up coming back and feeding the codependency behind this attachment. But in the future energy, the part you don't see, which is why I pull it off the bottom, somebody's getting untied from that. Now, how are we getting untied from that scenario? That's the burning question, right? Well, let's look at the beautiful Rebellion Tarot to get some details. Now I've still got that song in my head. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. For the collective. For the other person in this scenario, spirit, angels, ancestors, guides, what are the adjacent possibilities card and why is it here for their person? So, in the recent past, one person began to look out in the future around themselves. And here's what they thought. I'm doing just fine right here by myself. I'm over here in my garden doing my thing. Let's see what's in this box. I want to see if there's anything new out there. Adjacent possibilities. I'm looking. What else is out there for me? That was self-explanatory, wasn't it? But the question is, why? Why did they begin looking at adjacent possibilities? This person or you felt like that you'd finally reached a point of stability in and of yourself. This is also an era of I've got all the stability and my heart's full of love. You know, I've got all this over here. When's my new start coming? It's time for me to look at the possibilities that are out there. I need to see what's going on. And this set of cards comes out separate and makes me think, meanwhile, at home, somebody won't let something end or close out. The house is still standing, but it's getting ready to fall. And there ain't no new passion floating around. I don't have any desire left. There's nothing new going on. I got bored. I'm bored and there's nothing moving here. I think I'm going to go look elsewhere. Remember I said a third party might be a scenario here? So one person in this scenario may have just decided to bring in a third energy to shake things up a little bit. Because that tower ain't fell yet, but there's a codependency still holding it up. By the way, who is on the table right now? Nobody. So this is wide open energy right now. There's none of these represent any of the signs yet. I will let you know when they come out. But I want to explain something. Well, there could be a Gemini and a Cancer here, according to these cards. That's an air sign and a water sign. So you put that where you need to put it. But I'll tell you something about those signs, okay? Every one of them embodies a different energy, you know? And so if it's about the Gemini energy, it's about communications, it's about higher learning or something like that. So you may embody a Gemini today because you're inquisitive, you're seeking information, you're highly communicating. Maybe you look where and see Mercury is because they're ruled by Mercury. And your other person may be in a Cancerian energy, all full of emotions, sitting at home with their little feet in their warm covers watching movies and not talking about their emotions. The little crab goes back in its shell for comfort, you know? And so somebody wants to talk and somebody's full of emotions. And so you got water down here and then you got air up here in their head, and there's no in between making the connection. And therefore, one person gets bored, probably the Gemini, if we're looking at it that way. So now let's get to the meat and potatoes of why this other person, why they don't feel supported, and what is this third party shit going on. Show me this community card. Somebody's got some emotion about going out and getting their bucket filled up with the Ace of Cups. Water energy here. Ooh, they know that this decision to go do this will not be supported by the community or the family, or that it's going to tear this community up, or this energy coming in is going to affect everything, you know, because you got the Two of Wands sitting here. That's somebody deciding to make this decision. And then the Five of Swords. Somebody's ready to fight over it, or it's going to cause some conflict. Somebody's going to be all up in their head about it, and somebody's just wanting to go get their bucket filled up. And they might reach out into a third party. Can we see anything? Is there a third party here? Ooh. So they're going to back off and stop in this. Right now, this person has quit making an investment. None. They have backed off this investment. Here's a Sagittarius here. Strength. So this Sagittarius, if this is a person on the scene, or if this is just energy, this is optimistic. Now, I'm not investing over here anymore. I'm optimistic about this new thing. No, I'm sorry. That's not Sagittarius. It's Leo. It's not optimism. That's somebody needing to tame the line, holding back. I don't know why I thought Sagittarius. It's Leo. Leo's confident, but they're going to go out with flair. I mean, they will come in the room with fishnet stockings on, glow in the dark, and expect you to think it's normal with pierced everything. That's Leo for you. But it takes a lot of strength to embody that. And that's what this person is doing. The reason the support don't feel like it's there is because if they have the stability to do this, they're not wanting to share it. The King of Pentacles in reverse manipulates with money and power. They abuse their power with manipulation of assets, things like that. And Seven of Wands is in reverse. Absolutely. You're welcome, Terry. Hey, Jesse. Yeah, this King of Pentacles is coming in the reverse. This is a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Yeah, they're not in the upright. One person in this scenario is not going to defend this third party situation. They're not even going to talk about it. You know, it's not even going to. It's like non-issue. So somebody in the near future is not going to feel very happy or fulfilled, or they're going to feel like this is a missed opportunity. Show me this cornucopia in reverse. Yep, third party stuff. I hate to tell it. I hate to be the bearer of this news, but I'm going to tell you, I saw it in there. The way the cards are coming out, there's a third party scenario with whoever I'm talking to out here right now. All right. Either that or somebody's awfully willing to have some teamwork with more than one person. That's good in a work scenario where there's teamwork required. But if this is a relationship, a romantic one, unless you're open relationships, many times two's company at three is an MFing crowd, right? It's up to you. But if you want to know why fulfillment is not here, personal fulfillment, wish fulfillment, if that's going on, that'll do it. Anything else about that, Spirit, that this group of people need to know? Oh, see this attachment here to this. Somebody just keeps maintaining. They do it anyway. They're just sitting there doing it anyway. I know my wishes have not been fulfilled. Well, the answers you need are coming. Your loved ones are safe, so you need to have faith in the dreams that you have. Is it important? Do you need to be in this scenario where somebody's in a third party? So let's get down here to this energy down here. The one who was making their way out of anxiety, because this one decided they were just going to keep hanging on, and they're coming back, feeding this attachment. Show me the anxiety card in reverse. There's Leo again. Not a very happy one, though. The sun's in reverse. The sun will come out tomorrow. Only if you come back, 'cause I'm attached to you. Whoa. Why does this anxiety get in reverse? What brought that on? Yep, what I say, the desperation of somebody up all night thinking about it, all up in their head. What I'm seeing here is this person said, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Please come back. Please come back. I swear I'll do better. I'll do better. I'll do better. The person says, all right. But I'm not happy about it. My wishes are not fulfilled here, but I'm coming. I'm just not going to tell you. I'm not even going to defend myself. I'll come back. This person down here feels relieved because they did. But they know that somebody's not happy in this scenario. For those of you who are just now joining, I got Leo. I've got Gemini. I got Cancer on the board right now. If you're a sign person. If not, it's about the energy, guys. All right. We got a third party scenario going on. We have somebody's not happy. We've got somebody that has an attachment issue going on, and they know the other person's not happy. Show me this attachment here. Oh. Whoever the attached person is, and there, here, I've said this 1,000 times, and I need everybody to understand it. If you can't label only one person in a relationship as codependent, it takes two to tango every single time. All right. So if you said, oh, they were too codependent, then maybe you were an enabler, vice versa. Both people feed off that energy. So I want to say that to understand that the intuition will tell you when you're in an attachment scenario, the 10 of Cups will be in reverse because you can feel the unhappiness. Because when it's attachment, codependent, there's a lot of fear attached with that. You're afraid that person's going to leave. A lot of this 9 of Swords is coming in with this anxiety. And the only way you get relief from it is if this person, out of manipulation or emotional manipulation, comes back onto the scene for you to relieve that feeling that you have, to feed your attachment a little bit more. That's the repetitious cycle of codependency every time. But don't think you're innocent. That number 5 is there for a reason. The number 5. This is somebody who's stuck on the in-between, looking behind and looking forward. It also creates enough tension within that attachment. See why this 10 of Cups is in reverse. That's classic. You know, that creates enough tension that somebody eventually leaves. They get tired of 4 of Pentacles. Everybody's seeking the 10. You know, and if you're stuck way down here in 4 and you keep tapping on the 5 and you can't get any further, then yeah, you are all tied up. You know, who likes to be tied up unless, well, with some people like to be tied up, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about restricted in their life, their growth, and their all that. So show me more about this attachment here. I got a child, a water sign child, or a very younger, immature water sign, um, or somebody going in the direction on the DL with a water sign. What about that, Spirit? That's the wrong way. What about that, Spirit? More on this water sign or this Page of Cups? That's more looking at options. That's like, so this other person, both of you unknowingly are looking at other options. Because now the Seven of Cups is down here. All right. Somebody was looking at adjacent possibilities, and this person is Seven of Cups. Many times, what our biggest fear is something that we might be guilty of at that very moment, and we wear a mask to cover it up. 9 times out of 10, there's a reciprocating action that happens. If one person cheats on the other one was on the DL doing it too. You ever heard that phrase? Forgive me for my vulgarity in this case, but the smeller's the feller. There's something to that, folks. The smeller is the feller 9 times out of 10. If somebody be pointing their finger, there's 3 pointing back at you. See that? Take a little gander at that concept. Every single time you can count on it. So be cautious. And if you are the attachment, the codependent person in this relationship, somebody's going to take their sunglasses off eventually. That's why this 5 creates enough contention. That's why the 10 of Cups is here in the attachment phase. Trust me, it doesn't last forever. What happens in the dark will always come to the light. Yes, every time. So, in the near future, the all tied up card starts to go in reverse. So, inquiring minds would like to know, wouldn't they? What does this mean, Spirit? Somebody defeats the devil. It goes in reverse. That's the Capricorn energy. Or you're dealing with a Capricorn. There's another sign for you sign folks. But this devil gets defeated. Imagine that. It takes this catalyst within this attachment. Somebody got to tap out of the anxiety, emotions for a little while to get a little relief for this person to do it anyway. Here we go, looking at other options again. Okay, I feel better now. I'm getting comfortable. I think I'll go see what's over there in Mr. Robinson's yard. Their grass looks greener. Maybe Mr. Robinson mows and waters his own lawn. Now you want what he got. Somebody does. Page of Wands in the reverse. No more, I say, of being the first one to make a move. No more toxically crying after this person. So, oh yeah, on the bottom, what you don't see coming is because of this. We're going to get some details too and some advice on how you can avoid it coming to this. Because you guys right now, actively right now, you got 2 people over here in separate closets looking. Both of you are looking in Mr. Robinson's yard. I'm telling you right now. And you don't think they're doing it. And they don't think you are. Everybody thinks they got the other one snowed. Now, if this ain't about love relationships, then if this is about work, then somebody's thinking about leaving and they ain't telling the other one, but the other one wishes they would. If this is about one of your kids, maybe a kid that lives at home, the kid's thinking about moving out, you wish they would, but they keep staying or hanging on. All the while, you're looking for apartments for them. I mean, you put it how you fit it. For those of you who just joined, I got Cancer on the table. I've got a lot of Leo. I have Capricorn and Gemini. Why is there always a Gemini? There's also all the earth signs are here, actually. In the reverse. Maybe everybody's stability's off. I'd say so if everybody's over there looking in Mr. Robinson's yard. Or Mr. Wait. Tim the Toolman Taylor looked over to the neighbor's house. What was his name? Somebody ought to put that in the comments. I just now thought of it. I might be telling my age. I don't know how old you guys are. All right. So in the near future, somebody's no longer stuck. Their monkey mind is freed. Maybe because of this reading, you guys are figuring it out or getting confirmation. The problem is they feel like there's going to be a loss in income or receipt of income somehow. There could be a loss of job or some type of stability here because of all this. But they've got to come untied. Yes, definitely. There's a loss of income or stability of some kind. Ooh, we even lose the 9 Pentacles. And yep, here's Sagittarius needing the patience, but now optimistic. Taking a leap of faith forward with this Gemini energy. The Fool becomes brave, maybe a little impulsive though. What needs to happen is now there needs to be a space of healing that's going to take place in this scenario when this table turns. But I want to get a little information on exactly what is it. What's the catalyst that's going to create this movement? Because that's where the gap seems to be in this reading. Wait a minute. Let me use this one. Spirit, angels, ancestors, and guides. What's going to be the catalyst in this scenario? This relationship is either going to get healed or there's going to be a movement or separation. The one thing that makes me think that this relationship is going to get healed from this is because I don't see an 8 of Cups here. Now, if that comes out, then somebody will walk away from it. But somebody could just walk away from the energy of it. But these things can be healed and trust can be rebuilt every time. You don't always have to walk away from the relationship. If you believe in commitment and you really and truly love that person, it's going to take a lot of honesty. But you can't control the situation by doing what happened over here. When the anxiety rose up and somebody begged somebody to stay and then somebody stayed out of obligation, the catalyst, we still were in the 4. That's where this 4 of Pentacles, it goes from the 3 of Pentacles, all of a sudden there's a third party, and then we get in the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, I'll stay and maintain. I don't really want to because there's no growth here. Can't seem to get out of the 4. The 4 of Pentacles is paycheck to paycheck, guys. That's, I'll do what I have to do to get from one week to the next, one night at a time. Sweet Jesus, one day at a time, you know? But think about, I've said this before on some of my other things. It's like this. Happiness is sometimes an action, right? So are you being happy or are you being strong? This Leo energy says somebody was trying to be strong here. They were trying to maintain in this 4 of Pentacles. They were sitting just barely hanging on, but their emotions were in the page energy. Not very full. The cups were pages. Even the pentacles were pages. The 7 of Pentacles, the investment, upside down. They quit investing. They even quit defending it with the Seven of Wands in reverse. That's somebody who's checked the hell out of the scenario, guys. Whether it's you or them, or whether somebody's embodying that energy of, I'm giving up on love because love's giving up on me. Or I'm take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. That's the scenario in your mind where these people are. This is why this Gemini energy's here. Somebody's thinking about it. They're tapping on the button. They're researching. Seven of adjacent possibilities. Seven of Cups. Let me look and see what else is out there because this over here, I'm losing hope in it. Walking off. Spirit, angels, ancestors, and guides. My spirit knew the question that I was asking because I had already said it before I started shuffling a while ago. But what I say, I wanted to know the catalyst that was going to create the movement here to get us off this 5 spot. We need to get to the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. We actually need to get to the 7 of Pentacles where we're investing in either something new or reinvesting back into this relationship, job, or whatever the scenario is. You place it where it belongs. This is you versus them, so I'm taking it as people. But you know what the catalyst is? 7 of Swords. This guy is leaving the scene of the crime. Look how many swords he's carrying with him. 5. You know what he did with the other 2? He left them back there, off the scene where the crazy shit happened. You know why he left them there? Number 1, he wants them to remember that he was there. And number 2, he might need to come back and get them sometime. So he left part of his investment over there because that's collateral damage. This is a liar, a deceiver. And if that's not another person, then you're doing it to yourself. But this person looks behind him for a reason. What about this 7 of Swords, Spirit, is the catalyst for this scenario? Yeah, somebody's intuition sets on fire because they see that this person doesn't appear to be any longer defending the relationship. They don't talk about their job anymore. They don't, whatever the scenario is, however you're looking at it. But you see, the wands represent here the passion, the fire, energy. Okay. So when they're in reverse like this is somebody who used to have passion and hope and fire about it. If this is about a job, this person used to come home and talk about their coworkers or tell you what happened on the job that day or whatever. But if this person has lost passion or interest in this thing, person, place, or thing, they no longer talk about it. They get secretive, 7 of Swords. They sneak off with 5 swords and leave 2 behind them, and they're looking behind them to see if anybody's watching. So your energy picks up on that. Your anxiety begins to raise. You start to feel unhappy. Okay. It taps on that trigger for the attachment. You go to ask what's going on because your anxiety feels it. And then this person says, oh, nothing. And you're like, yeah, but you don't come home talking about your work no more. Or but you don't come home and this, or well, you stop sleeping with me and you're sleeping in there. Whose peaches you picking? Or are you thinking about leaving the job? Do you not like your job anymore? Whatever it is, if you are soul tied to a person, you know when things are going on. Your spirit knows it. But we like to get in the 8 of Swords, we wrap that toilet paper around our eyes and we go into toilet paper torture all up in our head. We think it through backwards and forwards, hoping for a different scenario to be the truth. And we're so startled when it's not. All right. It's time to wind this down a little bit. Let's get some advice for our people out here. How can our people deal with this? Four of Swords, guys. Resting. Not letting this keep you up at night. That's easier said than done, I'll tell you right now. But the very first thing to actually being able to rest is getting honest. How can they do this, Spirit? King of Cups. The King of Cups fills his own cup. It's already full. He's already mastered his emotions. And that's something that you're being called to do. When your anxiety is keeping you up, your emotions are out of balance. You're having a hard time mastering those emotions. Why? Because it hurts. That's an emotional scar. And you go through a phase. The phase looks much like this. They did this to me. I'm hurting. I'm scared that they are out doing this, over there doing that. I'm afraid they're going to leave their job and not tell me, and then we're going to be hurting for money. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose my car. Fear just takes over the whole thing. And you begin to see more reasons to hang on to it and dismiss your emotions around it. And then people start walking numb. Then when you ask them about it, they get defensive, okay? But how can you get out of that repetitious cycle and take your power back? Empower yourself to make a decision. You can decide all day long to fix a relationship that's broken like this, or to go into the job and to make a different offer. But you have to be prepared for the outcome not to be what you want. You can manifest it all day long, but you can't make a different scenario out for someone else's free will, right? So King of Cups says, mastering your emotions. That king gives it freely, does not withhold it. And surprisingly, when you begin to do that, you are now making an investment. If you're handing out from this Five of Cups or the King of Cups from the 5 space and you're adding cups, eventually you're in the 6 of Cups. All right. Then you're making memories with people. You go to the 7 of Cups, your options begin to open up. In the 8 of Cups, you're walking away now because you realize those 8 of Cups were fine and well, but your 9th cup is over there on the other side of that mountain. That it's going to be a journey to get up. And you might take some losses, but what you're losing back here, you're going to gain the other cup over here. So there's a lot more on that other side. Because now you're seeing how Mr. Robinson got his grass so green. And you want to do it too. So you're going to go up there and buy that mansion that's on the hill. Its grass is already green and everything. But you have to make the investment first. You can't just go get Mr. Robinson's grass. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are following me. You know how to do that first? Realize that you can give to yourself first. You can only receive as much love as you put out. It's an investment. Think about starting a business. Can you do that for free? Most of the time, not. And if it's not about money, you can't do it without investing time, right? Time equals money. So what type of investment are you willing to make your own life better? And you can't expect somebody else to show up equally to you. Expectations will drown you. You can expect for yourself to do certain things because you can control that. But you have to be prepared for that other person not to stand up. But if you're lucky enough for that person to realize that you want to work on something and they want to walk up to that table to you too, and you guys hold hands and figure it out, then You better hang on to that. But you can't do it without fully embracing your own emotions and recognizing theirs as well. The judgment card is here. Making a fair value judgment. That's a Libra function, okay? Around, in or around whatever you have going on in a scenario. When you're in a third party scenario, are you the victim? Are you going to allow someone to put you in a third party? Or are you going to step out and take the control and let them be a two party over there in Mr. Robinson's yard? That's the judgment call you're allowed to make. You don't have to sit around and wait on them to make that judgment call. No way. Is that easier said than done? Uh-huh. We want those pentacles to go back down to 2 so we can be optimistic about it. Yes, that's a little bit of juggling, but those 2 people can double them and make it 4. Become an empress, have the children. The empress becomes pregnant because she's manifesting new things. She has everything she needs to do it and all the confidence in the world. So maybe someone was lacking confidence. You're worried about your family. You're hoping they'll be safe. No longer staying up all night because somebody wasn't honest. The King of Swords is, or the Knight of Swords is asking for honesty. And it's hidden. But your intuition knows the difference because it's keeping you up with the Nine of Swords. I mean, she's sneaking around this building in the middle of the night about to jump off the ledge. Why is that? Because she knows. And now I'm sitting on both decks. I've gotten down to this card. Here's the Magician. These are Gemini cards, all right? Swear to you. Look what's at the bottom of both of these decks. The Magician. What does the Magician do? They have the power to manifest anything that they want, to alchemize the energies that are around them, and to create new things, just like the Empress. So it's a call here for you to take your power in this scenario. First, you take your power and you try to work with this person without a detachment to the outcome. Then, if they don't cooperate with the plan, use the Virgo function there, make a plan. And if they don't stand up to the plate, then you manifest your own. Yes, it may cause 5 of Wands, some competition, some any of that stuff. And then here's this Page of Swords. If neither one of you want to be honest, this is on both decks. If neither one of you want to be honest, then the cycle dies. Scorpio. Death. To come to rebirth. So, let's get some animal oracle advice. Throughout all of my awakenings so far, and let me tell you, these lessons never end. We're living life, folks. We're absolutely living life. And every time that you come into a situation, a situationship, or relationships with people, whether it be romantic or whatever, there are going to be levels of contention that come up. You can't at all dictate what they are because we're meant to evolve here, you know? Yes, I'll tell you what I'm going to do after I get this advice. I'm going to give you guys something that I only do for my Patreon people when you're over there. But what I do is go through the whole zodiac. And what I'm going to do, because this is collective read, is I'm going to say, if you're dealing with, I'm going to go all the way around the zodiac with this Island Time Wellness. That's what's coming up next, all right? And we're going to go all the way through the zodiac, and we're going to see what you're dealing with when it comes to that person. All right? But let's get the animal oracle, because throughout my journey, I'm going to tell you, every time that I start to feel anxiety or feelings start coming up for me through my awakenings, I learned to get myself outside and pay attention to the animals. We're mammals. We live on this earth, and we live in harmony with the other animals that are on the earth, believe it or not. and there's messages. They're so open to spirit that spirit can speak through them if you pay attention to their actions. Birds will talk to you or whatever, but animals embody certain spirits within them because they don't have the human thought process to affect their mind space. So they're more open to it. So that's why this animal oracle. I acquired this. I spent a lot of time on the Florida beaches. Would love to go back. I'm in Texas right now, so I won't be for the moment. But as soon as I can get back down there, I love that area. And I purchased these cards before a hurricane came through at Fort Myers Beach uh, a few years ago, and they have really helped me in the last few years. And I just decided I would share them with the collective. So let's see. Advice for our collective here regarding this scenario. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters, the dog. Now, if you got a dog at home, pay attention. Let me tell you, if you're having a hard time getting in touch with what is your intuition and what is your mind, your monkey mind, what's the difference? Your animals will tell you a lot. Do you see anxiety within them? Do you see a certain way that they react to one person as opposed to the other? Who's investing the most time in the animal? How does that animal react here? That is a domesticated animal. Pay attention to your cats. It's the same thing. They'll tell you a lot about the energy that's running around the room. All right. Any other advice? Let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times with the zebra. And another thing, notice that this zebra is black and white. All right. Yin yang. The dark energy and the white energy both need to be embraced because we need to utilize both pieces of ourselves in order to evolve. Recognizing our shadow traits and utilizing them for light, for the good of all, is 100% the way we create balance in our lives. The zebra is a good representation of that. That's why it says let go of your fear. That fear is darkness. It's in the dark. It's the black. And those white lines, it's also about perception. Do you believe that was a white horse that got black stripes, or was it a black horse? Or look at the art from it. Did they paint this black horse with white stripes, or did they paint the black stripes on the white horse? That's the difference in perception and in reality. Sometimes you don't know. Anything else from the animal oracle? And then we're going to move on to zodiac for you guys, okay? For those of you who just joined, I am running a special for the month of February, $35 1-hour personal readings. In the About section, all you got to do is click on whether you want to pay Venmo or over on Cash App and email me, and within 24 hours I get it to you. I can do a live or a recorded one. Recorded one is a link. You click on it and it just does. So create a sacred space for yourself in your home or your place of work. Okay, that's a recommendation. Notice the black and white here. I want you guys to understand that it's okay to have negative feelings and emotions, to feel them. We're human. And even if it's your dark side, sometimes people convince you that a trait that you have is negative. That creates anxiety and fear and everything. People used to tell me I talk too much. Do I? Am I using it for the better of humanity? I learned how to reel that in. I learned how to use what they thought was a negative trait to help others and for my own benefit. And it saves the people around me from having to talk to me as much because I'm here talking to you guys all the time. And you guys get to choose whether you listen to me or you don't. And I'm okay with that because it don't hurt my feelings because y'all don't know me and I don't know you. But if you find value in what I say, I don't lay any claim to that whatsoever. I have no expectation around it because I'm happy with what I'm doing. Let's look around the zodiac. Since it is Aquarius's birthday, I'm going to start if one of you guys are dealing with Aquarius, and we're going to go around the zodiac. So if this collective is dealing with Aquarius, Spirit, what do they need to know? If it's an Aquarius, time with friends, moving on and happily single, living in the moment and having fun. And keep a positive mindset in this situation. You'll manifest exactly what you want. Make sure you maintain gratitude and bliss, happiness, abundance. So this may be starting out on a friendship. If this is a third party scenario and there's an Aquarius, maybe the Aquarius is thinking about it with a friend, or I don't know where you are in the scenario. You put that how it belongs. If Aquarius is who you're dealing with, or you're an Aquarius, we'll see. If you're dealing with a Pisces, what's happening if this is a Pisces? If this is a Pisces, this is insane chemistry. You like each other equally and somebody's having fun. There's a lot of passion involved. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it with the hammer and passion. So sometimes I have to interpret these a little better for you guys. So let me explain this. When you're talking about Aquarian energy here, this is a friendship and there's a lot of abundance revolved around it. But Aquarian energy is about everybody as a group. What's the best for a collective, right? And in this scenario, these two cards would represent that whoever you're dealing with, if this is not an Aquarius, but this is an energy, that whoever in this scenario that you're dealing with feels like that friendship is the best way to go. And actually building a friendship as a basis of anything, if y'all can't be friends, how can you expect to have a long-term trustful relationship, right? So friends is going to be a more solid foundation every time. So here we are with Pisces with the passion and the hammer. This is somebody that is being very on the fence. 1 foot out the door and 1 foot in the living room or in the bedroom because they have a whole lot of passion around it, but they're thinking about ending things. That sounds like this reading. But if it's a Pisces, that's the type of scenario you might be looking at with this Pisces. All right. Pisces can be really manipulative and secretive if they're in their shadow. If their whole horse is black and it's just painted with white stripes, that Pisces is in their shadow, you know? So they might be manipulative. But if Pisces is in the light, they're so intuitive. They feel everything and they know it before it comes. And that in itself, it can be hard. It's real hard on Pisces, but at the same time, they're powerful. Powerful. That's the person you want on your team, you know? All right. What if my collective is dealing with Aries? That's too many cards. If these are meant to come out, they will. Aries. If they're dealing with Aries. All right. If Pisces is dealing with Aries, then there's stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, flexibility with the palm tree, or somebody's going to the beach on vacation. And they need time. It takes time, end time cycles, time to heal, and progress being made. So this puts me in mind of the Knight of Pentacles. And surprisingly, if this is with an Aries, and Aries is a fire sign, so they're very passionate. The crazy thing is that typically an Aries would be in a huge hurry. They go forward as fast as possible. So this might be an integrated Aries who's really got in touch with their polarity point with Libra, and they've learned how to really balance it. In this case, in this scenario, this person is taking their time to build a solid foundation. So if you're dealing with an Aries, this might be the case of what's going on with the way these cards fell out. All right, let's look at. I'm really proud. If that's an Aries, that is a good quality an Aries, and I can see that with this Empress coming in. This is Aries energy. This Empress is coming in the upright. That's a good mom, a good wife. I mean, they get in relationships because they want to be, not because they need to be. You know, that's how you build a good foundation. You know, if this is a new thing coming on the scene, that's going to be your decision. Maybe you're the one that's reaching out for a third party because you're not happy over here. Maybe this is you. And maybe you need to know that the other person, maybe you've been afraid to leave, but what you don't know is they're looking at options too. So you might as well make a move for your own benefit to fill your own cup. And if you're dealing with an Aries and this is a different person, go with the Aries. Forgive yourself if you got yourself in a third party. It happens. We're humans. If it wasn't going to happen, the 10 commandments, I don't know if you're Bible believers or not. I just believe in some core belief systems that, don't covet your wife. Well, apparently it's a human thing that we accidentally do that shit. And I believe it's meant to happen sometimes because we're not meant to stay in relationships forever and always. That's an old-fashioned belief system. Those things are falling away. Why stay in something where you're not happy? If you believe in the Bible or those belief systems, then you know that God wanted us to live our lives abundantly. Does that always mean money? No. What's abundance to you? Maybe you just want to be happy. I could live in a 2-room shack and be happy. I don't care about money at all. I need it to get by. But my happiness lies in how I'm spending my time in my life, All right. Where were we? I got on a rabbit trail. This was Aries. All right. So here we are, Taurus. What if we're dealing with a Taurus? If you're dealing with a Taurus, meeting someone new, maybe Taurus is new or something, dating, trying to get back out there, planning and setting a date. And there's a soul connection here. Partnership, agreement, or a soul contract. So if this is you and you're dealing with a Taurus, then or just if you're drawn to this, then you may be meeting somebody new. That might be a Taurus. And they're going to end up being a soul contract for you or a soul connection. But you got to get back out there to do that. You might be setting a date with this new person who's a Taurus. And it's going to work out good because they're a soulmate for you. If this is about a job, then this Taurus is a good contract. It's a good partnership. Taurus is about higher commitment, home, hearth, family. If you're about to buy a new house, then whichever one you're looking at, if it's got a 5, if it has a 5 or an 8, a 10 or a 17, a 1 or a 7 in the address, that is the house for you. All right. For Gemini, if this is for Gemini, if you're dealing with a Gemini, they're looking at your photos. They're missing you. There's a lot of nostalgia, making new memories. This is a 6 of Cups person. This is a past life soulmate. Nostalgia. They're thinking about you. And there's some competition. They're clever, malicious. You better look over your shoulder, and there is another woman. Or they're the other woman. I hate that. That give me bad vibes. All right. If it's a Cancer, what if it's a Cancer? What if they're a Cancer? If you're dealing with a Cancer, they're watching, looking, they're focusing out, like in the future with the sunglasses, the big masculine glasses. A lot of masculine energy here. And they're interested in having conversations, talking more. They're hoping for messages to arrive, text, call, email. They're hovering a little bit if you're dealing with a Cancer. What about if we're dealing with a Leo? Leo was in this reading. What if we're dealing with a Leo here? There's 3 cards for Leo. Let's see. Of course, Leo has to be out there with it, right? Leo's wearing a mask, or someone here is wearing a mask. They're not showing their true feelings. They're pretending, gaslighting. But there's unconditional love. There's self-love. There's passion, affection, and attraction with the Leo. And there's also happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other. So if there's a Leo on the table, that's somebody you're going to have a real good time with. In all their Leo flair. They will bust in the room like the Kool-Aid Man. Here I am. I'm Leo. I got a new idea. Whee, let's go. That's Leo, the sun. All right. What if it's a Virgo? What if this other person is a Virgo? Endings bring new beginnings. That's scorpionic energy too. Growth, change, liberation, transition. I just heard this might be a Virgo Scorpio mixture, but it might be over with them. What about else on a Virgo? Maybe somebody you were married to, or you may be leaving a relationship to go toward a Virgo. Union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Yikes. Big old commitment there. But something has to die off first. Virgo is in line, or you're in line for a Virgo, or you're leaving a Virgo, headed somewhere else. But I would say the Virgo is a contender heavy. All right. Libra. What if you're dealing with a Libra? All right. If you're dealing with a Libra, have faith. Love is coming. There's a surprise invitation, meeting, hesitation, and there's outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over your head. So there's a lot of nostalgia here, memories of the past, and you need to have faith. And you might get a surprise invitation from them. See, there is hope even when there's a third party, because endings bring new beginnings. What if it's a Scorpio? You Scorpios. Damn. If you're a Scorpio, I love to hate you, man. Because you're so good in bed. But so, like... Let's see. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. You think Scorpio owns transformation with the Death card. Sudden news, Something big might be happening there with old Scorpio. I'm not surprised. The tail might sting you a little bit, but maybe in a good way. Bow chicka wow wow. Scorpio. What if they're a Scorpio? Empath. There's an empath narcissist paradigm here. Being charmed, used, enabled, or somebody needs to develop some boundaries. Remember, when there's an empath narcissist paradigm, there's codependency there. And there's two to tango. Do not point your finger and call somebody a narcissist, because I guarantee you, you got those traits too. The thing to ask, if you really want to know if somebody's a true narcissist, you need to ask them, what about themselves would they change if they could change anything about themselves? And if their response akins to a roundabout way of complimenting themselves, they might be a little heavy on that side. But I am no doctor, but that's a good test question. That's where your red flags should stand up on their tail, and you should investigate a little bit more and maybe talk with a professional. If you're already hung up in that relationship, But if you're just trying to test somebody, then I would think twice about it if they answer that question with more of a compliment to their self, even if it's roundabout, but you got to use your intuition about it. They might say something like, "Oh, I'm always helping people, and I just wish I wasn't doing that." They're complimenting themselves. All right, what if it is a Sagittarius? What if they're a Sagittarius? I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirt. They want a date. And the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. So this Sagittarius is giving you mixed messages. Sometimes they're in, sometimes they're out, hot, cold. They a lot of times come up as the Knight of Wands because they're player energy. They're a fun Saturday night and a lonely Sunday morning, non-committal. This one is. All right, what if it is a Capricorn? This is the last one, guys. The Sword and Rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. The Sword and the Rose. Capricorn. You guys are mirroring each other. Self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. All right. So this Capricorn is probably going to get real honest with you about it. If it's a Capricorn, this is somebody that you're learning lessons from. They're meant to be in your life. They're reflecting something back at you that is very good for your growth. And if both of you are real honest about it, 100% honest, this relationship can work if you're dealing with a Capricorn. Because they don't like the change. They'll stay in there. They will, because they don't like to move that shit around at all. They're flexible. They're more flexible than a Taurus. The Taurus is the fixed. All right. So, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed my readings, and I hope you guys will recommend me. Like, share, subscribe, become a second tier Southeastern Soul Tribe member over on Patreon for just $7 a month. You can book a personal reading with me for $35. It's going on through the end of February. I hope to see you guys on the other side, and I will see you guys at a later time with some of my other readings. Check out my other readings. Check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus. I believe we can all embody any of those energies. So if I hadn't seen you on here before, or you've not met me, one more time, my name is Jamie. I'm from East Tennessee, and I live in South Texas, right on the border. Anyway, until next time, love and light to all of you. Thank you. Hold on. Hold on, Iris.